Hello everyone, I'm sorry I'm late today. I'm having an absolute epic trying to find a microphone that works. I went to the store and I got this one, if you can see that. Didn't work, the sound quality was terrible when I played this thing back, so I think I'm gonna have to go and get one of those like high quality gaming microphones instead of being a skinflint. But anyway, guys, so what I want to talk about today is this Chinese hacking, the MoD, or the cyber attacks on the MoD, or whatever you want to dress it up as. So for context then, the British government are not claiming that this is the Chinese, are not blaming China, but it's literally all over, all over mainstream media, social media, that it's the Chinese that are involved. Now, obviously, I don't know who's involved in the reality, but we'll just go with that it is the Chinese. And what I want to talk about is the how, the why, and the what next. So if you've been watching this channel for a while, well, we've not been operating that long, but certainly our other channel, I've said that this is the main risk, that, these cyber attacks, that will attack people's financial products. And then once you see people's money, you can understand who's exploited, you can see where they're paying, you can see what they're doing. And it becomes a lot easier because everything, all our financial records, they paint a picture of who we are. So what did we say we'll start with? Let's stay with the how. So how did the Chinese manage to hack and obtain, if it was the Chinese, UK MoD personnel banking records? Really easy. I'm speculating this, guys. They had someone on the inside. Now, they may not have even known there was someone on the inside. This could have been something as benign as, somebody from the MoD met somebody else and they gave them a memory stick or something, or said, oh, here, I'll take that. And then that memory stick then gets plugged into a work computer while they're logged in. And guess what? The whole system's compromised now. It could have been something as easy as that. So I'm going to bet my bottom dollar that this was an inside job, because I just can't see how the Chinese, or anyone really, could remotely hack into, MoD firewalls. And if they did, the UK MoD have serious, egg on their face and questions to be asked. So why did they do it then? What's significant about banking systems and, MoD personnel and veterans? What is there? Well, if you look at people's banking systems, you can see who's vulnerable, who is living in their overdraft, who has, direct debits or payments every month to online gambling, apps, who has loans coming left, right, and centre, who's robbing Peter to pay Paul, who has money going in from their family. Then you can look at their family, and you can build this picture up of who is financially vulnerable. So once you've got that picture of who's financially vulnerable, then what you need to do is you need to identify them on social media. And trust me, if they've got their bank records, getting their social media is very easy. So after that, you would identify those people on social media and you would scrape as much information as you can from them. And from information that we give away freely, and from the information they've got from their bank, they can tell where this person's going to be, when they're going to be there, and how vulnerable they're going to be. So, that person can then be compromised and they can be asked to do certain things for a certain amount of money. Now, they may not even know that in fact, they won't know that they're working for the, as it says on these mainstream media articles, they won't know that they're working for the Chinese government. They will just think somebody wants to, I don't know, give them a couple of grand for doing something so benign like, can you take this phone and see if your bosses can open it, or something, I don't know. But it'll be somewhere of the lines of giving another digital device and getting into that mainframe because they want to get further into these systems. Also, what's become really apparent from, doing these videos and looking at these, these incidents that's happening, I think the cheaper you go with paying people, the more likely they're going to do something. What do I mean by that? So if you go up to a colonel in the military and say, hey, I'll give you 100 grand if you do this, they're going to think, whoa, that's really big stuff. That's really important. If you go up to him and say, hey mate, can you really help us out here? And do this. I'll give you like, maybe even not give him any money, just make friends with him. But, I think the smaller amount makes it less of a huge attack. But basically, they'll be wanting to build up a picture. They'll be wanting to look at weapon systems. They'll be wanting to look at internal mail. And that's the key thing there, guys, all right? Being able to look at the internal mail, because this is just speculating. If I'm speculating that the MoD personnel email between them probably things that they shouldn't, send documents that they probably shouldn't on, but they're being told again that that's a secure internet system, which it is. But if you get someone on the inside to hack into that, to put a Trojan horse in there, then, our adversaries can see this. They can search for keywords, like on your whatever email server you use, you can search for keywords. If a foreign government gets in there, they can search for the same keywords. And also they can run their own algorithms, they can run their own software, and the stuff that you can get, open source on the market now for social media scraping, it's absolutely unbelievable. It's mind-boggling. And if you go and look into that yourselves, guys, that's probably another 15, 20 minute video on itself. So that's kind of the how, the why. Now, what is the what next? So let's just assume that, these foreign governments, they do manage to compromise our systems. They do manage to compromise our service personnel. They've got someone on the inside. What's next? Well, I've said this and I've been saying this for quite a while. I see saboteurs operating in the UK. As soon as these conflicts grow and they start to escalate and move forwards, I really do, guys, all right? And you're going to have saboteurs now, but on a higher level. So the amount that you and I could sabotage we'd be limited to like water pipes or maybe even a substation. If you're talking about MoD personnel now who are compromised, we're talking tanks that can be compromised. We're talking fast jets. We're talking naval assets. We're even talking space assets with satellites. So a lot more stuff can be compromised, and saboteurs can move in on that. The higher up that chain you go. And dare I even say it, maybe even some political class are compromised. And the reality is a lot of these people who are compromised, they won't even know they're compromised because it's being done in such a way that they don't see the threat. And, and again, I keep going back to it. It could be something as easy as putting a USB drive into a works computer and, downloading a picture, uploading a picture, whatever. As soon as you put that USB drive into that computer system is essentially compromised now. And everything that computer system is logged into at that time is compromised, and everything that's on that computer and all the networks around it, they're all compromised. So, for example, if you're logged into your computer and you're logged into your email on your computer, then your email on your phone's compromised, then your phone's compromised, then your watch is compromised. You see where I'm going with that, guys, all right? And now you can do all these things with software programs, and it's just, it's not easy because you have to write the program. But once you've got the program, you can just click these in, put them into the USB port, and it's done. So that's, I feel, going to be the next stage. I'll try and link that video I did on here, guys, to the description at the end of this video, so you can go and see it if you want to go back and watch what I said. But that is really a sign of things to come. Targeting the finances of people, looking at the financial records, then you can compromise the person. Also, targeting financial systems in general is a huge one, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to put pressure on the financial system. So eventually, if these things can cascade, there can be a bank run. And once there's one bank run, every bank will be on a bank run. And for those of you who don't know what a bank run is, it would be basically like what happened, for those of you who are old enough to remember, on Northern Rock. Northern Rock was failing, so everybody tried to get their money out. The people at the front of the queue, they got their money, and the people at the back of the queue, they didn't get their money. Now, what will happen in the UK, because the banking system is so fragile at the moment, once one bank becomes in distress, everybody's going to try and get their money out. Everybody's going to say, do you know what? I'm just speculating here, guys. Say bank, I'm not going to mention any banks, but just say Bank Alpha is in distress. They put up the flag. They say, you know what? We're in distress. Everybody starts taking their money out of there. Other people think, well, do you know what? I'm taking my money out just in case. So then Bank Bravo becomes, a bank run becomes on there. And these things just cascade. I don't know if you guys know or not. This is kind of a different topic, but it's on the financial, it's kind of financially orientated. After the last financial crisis in 2000 and when was it? 8. Basically, the government said to the banks, they said, look, you can't take taxpayers' money to bail you guys out again. That is, we can't do that. So they changed the law and laws passed. Now, what they have now is a bail-in law. And the bail-in law basically means that your money that's in the bank can be used to bail that bank out if it's under distress. So what would that mean? It would mean basically if a bank becomes, and these things happen really quickly because they don't want you to get your money out. It'll probably happen on a Friday afternoon. And then they just close all the banks so you can't go in. So basically what would happen is the bank would become under financial stress or whatever. And a lot of these are linked to pension schemes because, God, I'm going off on a tangent here, guys. So let's just say for whatever reason, the bank is struggling and they need more capital because they don't have it. They've made too many risks. They've lost too many bets. They've had subprime mortgages. People are not paying back. There's been a crash in that. Whatever. There's 101 different scenarios. But basically, they can then take your money and control it, and that's their money. Then they can use that to bail themselves out because you're not you don't bank with anyone anymore. You're a creditor you're a creditor to the bank. So that's the reality now, guys. All right, that is the system that we're in. Now, just slightly off topic, guys, if you want me to do a video on this, I will. But a lot of these, I feel, are going to come. I think there's going to be a huge pension crash because there's just not enough people paying into the pension system to pay out the people when they get old. There's just not enough younger people paying into that system. It's like a pyramid scheme. If the people at the top are less than the people at the bottom, it's fine. But what we're getting at the moment is we're getting a smaller birth rate, more people at the top and not enough people paying tax. So the banks have to take more risk to get to pay their pensions, dividends, to pay people out. And honestly, guys, I feel that in 10 years, there won't even be such a thing as a pension. And all these pension things are going to go. That is not financial advice because I am not qualified to give you financial advice. If you want financial advice, go and seek a competent financial advisor. Guys, that's all I've got for you today on this video. I'm going to do another video later on and hopefully with a new microphone. But I'll see you guys soon.